Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smash Summit. I am Isaiah Cal1 here, and this is Smash Summit 3. We are here with a lot of people. Two of them are one's at work, one's possibly asleep, but everybody else is here. So if people join later, that's what's going on. I am here with let's see, maybe 14 people right now, 13, who knows. But anyway, I got Amulet's a Shark here. I got Angel Glory. I got Black/20. I got ChaosX, first timer, first girl to show up on one of the summits. She'll shout at Chaos. Got Flip10. TheHedgehogEngine, Lone Wolf 1500, MickeyMurk, Obsidian Skin,
of course,
RamZ,
the one and only,
Speed Demon 1939, and I got Spider Freak 1011, and possibly later we got SUSCRIBE EPA and Tigura21 possibly coming later. So, yeah.
You forgot.
I forgot what?
Never mind.
What?
I forgot. Never mind.
I forget.
Just continue.
All right. And I got myself. Before we even get to any of this stuff, I just wanted to shout out a couple people. There was a lot of people who I wanted to invite this time, and got really jam-packed with people. So shout out to Big Game Productions. That's JP. He was actually invited, but he couldn't be here. But shout out to JP. Cisco Link, Redway, got Star Falchion. Just shout out to everybody. Brian Luna, X, Y, and Z, this is a jam-packed one. There's a lot of people here. But yeah, we are here to test out this first format. First time ever doing it. We're going to be doing the biggest ranking stream of all time, at least in this community.
By that, he means clear your calendar because we're not going anywhere for a while.
Yeah. I had everybody create lists of top 10 Smash Machinima fights of all time, because we didn't want to do another. I didn't want to do another Q&A session because it's what are we really going to ask that we don't know? So everybody has created their own individual top 10 lists, and this was if to be in contention for the list, you had to send in 10 fights from series that have at least one episode. It could be from 64, it could be from Melee, it can be from Brawl, Smash 4, Ultimate, or Source Film. We allowed previews, no shorts, and yeah, I think that's all the boring stuff. I don't know. Does anyone else have anything to say before we get started? Ew. Okay, cool. Shout out to
no one has anything to say, but Lonnie's just dying.
So,
rip.
oh no, go ahead. You're good. But yeah, since Shao's EPA and Tiger aren't here, I put everyone's name in random.org. So we're actually going to start with Black/, who literally just turned in his list. So Slash, if you please, give me your 10, 9, and 8 best fights, and then you can explain why for each one.
Okay, all right.
Explain.
You know what? I don't even care anymore. I just finished it. And who said life was fair? I say life was fair. I was like, okay, cool, I'll go fair. That's perfectly fine. And the two green didn't show up, and now it's whatever. All right, so from 10 to 1.
No. 10 to 8. 10 to 8. 10 to
8. Already losing control.
Hey, if you get it over with now, you don't have to do it later.
All right. Here. I'll help
We
you
can
out.
get through the street faster.
What
All
you
right.
mean?
Slash, what is your number 10?
What's my number 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my number 10 would be like Bayonetta and Pit versus Palutena from Smash and Stop episode 21, the finale.
All right.
Yeah, I think the fight as a whole, if you keep it, if you keep it consistent, like chronologically, besides like the pandering between the other characters interacting or whatever, I think it's played out really well. It's a nice way to end off their technically first season or however you want to call it. The choreography wasn't that bad, and to me, it was just super sudden. I thought it was just like, oh, Palutena's the bad guy. Well, I mean, it would make sense that Bayonetta would be hunting her because technically she is a witch. Bayonetta is a witch, and Palutena's an angel. So I thought that was a pretty cool premise.
Okay. All right. What about your 9?
My 9 would be the Brawl RPG Smash Summon Chapter 1, Episode 2, which is Jay versus Benji. And I thought it was really cool how, I thought, it's an RPG machinima, so I'm just thinking, like, how are they going to implement a fight scene like this, in a game like Smash? And I feel like, Benji was explaining, like, oh, hey, I'll just explain to you in video game terms. It's like more so the concept of the ability to actually create an RPG kind of-ish battle in a series like that. And it was one of the first ones I thought it was really cool, too. It was like the premise of what was it? Like I said, what was the premise of like, what's like to battle in a universe like that?
Okay. And you're 8.
Dragon Ball Z, it's Sonic and Shadow versus Mewtwo. I thought it was a pretty cool fight. I honestly just watched the episode today again.
Okay.
Because I was looking for another one, but but this was actually a pretty good fight scene. I liked it a lot. It controls a lot of space, and obviously, like when you have characters as fast as Sonic and Shadow, you want to have as much space as possible as you possibly can, in my opinion. Like a large stage for them to run around and do a bunch of tricks and stuff like that. The choreography was pretty cool. I like the close-ups. The voice actors did pretty good. That's all I have to say about that.
All right, Flip. You're actually one of your fights right here. How do you feel about that?
Appreciate the love, man.
Okay. We're probably just gonna watch through one of these real quick. Slash, which one would you like to watch? Out of these,
which one would I like to watch?
Yeah, out of these 3 fights.
Good mind.
Well,
Slash,
I mean,
which one's the quickest?
The quick, yeah, no. I mean, like, but honestly, it's like it goes off of preference of my favorite one, but like it's a really quick one too, and that would be Smash Z Episode 10, Crossing Paths, the Mario versus Chaos. It's literally it's like a 2-minute fight, and I'll explain to you why. Again, it's such a good fight.
Okay.
We'll get there in a second. That's like way down there.
All right. We'll save that for later then. Mm-hmm. Is that on your list?
Yeah, that's on my list.
All right, we'll save it for that one then. We'll save it. Because I'm gonna show like one fight from like everyone's list, I guess. But like, we'll wait till we get to that one if you want to show that one a little bit later then.
Okay.
Cool. Amulets.
All right. Wait. 8, 7.
Well, no. We're gonna do 3 at a time. So like, all right, here. Out of those 3 fights, which one do you want to watch first between those 3?
Oh, but out of those 3?
Yeah.
I mean, the ones I just said, right?
Yeah.
All right. I would like to watch the let's watch the Dragon Ball Z Sonic and Shadow versus Mewtwo.
Okay. Oh shoot, that's the one that's actually up right now. Okay. That's episode 1, right?
That's episode 2, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. All right. I'm gonna skim around. Shout out D-Rays, by the way. If no one's ever seen D-Rays, just shout out him.
Fun fact.
Go ahead.
Are you even?
The blast volley between Mewtwo and Shadow was done by me.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found it. All right.
You saw that? Saw that knee? Ooh!
I'm already dying. Isaiah, I have to ask, why is there this playlist called Oops, which has a ton of anime lore episodes?
Yeah, I use this chat for a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. You just like, you just watch stuff.
And they're all like removed.
Yeah, something's off about
like fast characters like this. I was just like looking at this. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool usage of like a large stage. But like, you know, fast characters like Sonic Falcon, Shadow. Who else is extremely cool? I can't really think of at the top of my head, but like a large stage like that realistically utilizes them for their ability to move around. So I thought this was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Oh shit. Did D-Rage do these in Project Dumb?
Yeah, I believe so.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
He was also using Dolphin too because it looks way too clean.
Hey, Shadow.
Oh no, he did this whole thing in
Nice job
Dolphin.
getting here before
Like he
me.
switched over to Dolphin. This is all
So
Dolphin.
this is the guy we're
Wait,
fighting
I feel like Dolphin looks so
Huh,
good.
Looks like a
Well,
pushover.
okay, some of it is Dolphin, some of it is Brawl Box, but
Oh yeah, that's also true.
yeah. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. He was like, ugh.
Yeah.
This guy's doing friendly
Good
fire.
job, Sonic. Keep him
He doesn't
busy.
Sonic, you're the one Falcon mentioned. Wait, I'm not the enemy.
Looks like Brawl
Nice try.
because like yeah,
I'm not falling
the lighting's
for those silly
different.
mind games.
Idiot!
Yeah.
The one who's trying to destroy the portal is him.
Chaos. What? Whoa!
Sonic's a fool.
What the
That's
hell,
the end of
man?
that one.
Watch
Alright.
where you're aiming.
And I think it's going to be interesting the more that we add on to these, because we're actually going to probably see a lot like of repeat ones. So I'm going to try to like average them out towards the end of them and see like which lasted on most of them. But yeah, Amulet, you are next. So I need your number 10 to 8.
All right. Number 10 is the. All right, so yeah, this is totally not tooting my own horn or anything, but the scene in episode 5, the storm scene where Pichu is fighting the blades in the dark.
Okay.
Just watch his whole list is just ultimate fire.
And
Okay.
number 9, what?
Oh, so okay.
Number 9 is the Delfino Plaza battle in Brawl Universe.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Okay.
And number 8 is Pikachu versus Greninja in Operation X Universe.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Pikachu versus Greninja.
the scene I smiled at.
And what about these fights do you like?
So a lot of stuff I like about fight scenes is like when Machinimators like think outside the box, especially since like with Ultimate, it doesn't have a lot of the freedom that Brawl has in terms of modding and all that stuff. So it's kind of hard to get creative with Ultimate at the moment, but yeah, I guess when I saw the end result of the Blades in the Dark, the Storm fight scene, it just kind of looked really good in my eyes, and I don't know, the way I was able to pull off the storm in the background of the sky, like, yeah, again, definitely not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I thought I was really proud of that scene.
Okay.
And the number 9, the Delfino Plaza battle in Brawl Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I love group battles. I'll say I love group battles in Smash Machinimas, like a bunch of characters fighting a bunch of enemies at the same time. It's like, yeah, it's got a just get the different points of view of the different characters all going at it.
That's the one with the alloys fighting like all like the townsfolk, right?
Right.
Okay, I know which one that was.
And Pikachu versus Greninja, back to thinking outside the box because, Maxi used these special effects that, he did the blizzard effect and the invisible Greninja thing. I thought was like, I want to do more stuff like that. I want to be able to add stuff that's like, hey, this can't be done by Smash Machinima alone, but it can be done with visual effects.
Solid. All right. So between those three, which one do you want to watch?
Let's do Pikachu versus Greninja. It's episode 4 of Operation X Universe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I get to smile at it again.
Shout out, Matt. You said it's, episode which one?
Episode 4.
Okay, cool. Here, let me just skip through it. Cool. Hold on. I've actually got a like, this is one of the series I want to like do more binge watch through. Around like what time do you think
I will tell you this, it does have
Does it inspire you, Chaos? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, this is fun.
Okay.
You see how I like that sequence?
So I have a question for this series actually, because like I'm gradually behind when it comes to this one. So like I know like Maxi was like the main character in this one, but like yeah, but it's like is it kind of going into a direction where it's like more of like a world build, or is he still like the main focus?
I feel like that's the case because I think in this episode Maxi was not in it, and I think in the next one he's not gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. But
yeah, last time we saw Max it was episode 1.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was watching it. Shoot, like I think the last time I watched it was like episode 3, and then I couldn't tell which direction it was going between like a world building aspect and not, you know. Got these Team Rocket guys too. I actually find it interesting how like everyone has like their own different kind of like styles and stuff. Oh shit. Is this supposed to be like his camouflage?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm actually kind of curious because I forgot to ask this. Aimless, what was your criteria when you came to making your list? Whoa.
Secret ninja type.
Yeah, I think that's it for that fight.
That looks pretty solid. I've never actually.
It's cool that he has this Team Rocket looking guy here.
Yeah. All
pretty
right.
Cool.
Smash, or sorry, Obsidian is your.
You can still you can still call me Smash, but what? Sorry.
All right, so give me your 10 to 8.
My 10. Let's look at my 10 real quick. Artificiality, is that how you say it?
Artificiality.
From Cisco's series where Pitt and Fox are fighting.
Okay.
And the infamous with the infamous meme that was created. Yeah, good job on that, Hedge. You did that a little too well. I don't know what to say to you, but you did a good job with DK.
What did you say? What was he screaming during that?
He was like, "He free, he free."
Oh my god, yeah.
Nah, but I like that fight a lot because you don't really see Pitt doing much in most Machinima when it comes to fights, except for Wings of a Hero. But even then, he was still getting mollywopped. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's cool to see.
It was a
Pitt.
different character altogether too. It was an actual, it wasn't like the original Pitt.
Right. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So my point stands, I guess. I mean, you don't see Pitt doing well in fights. Like, this is cool that we have Pitt at the focus and he's fighting and he's pretty good. So I think that was like, my favorite part of that.
Respect.
So you said 10 and 8?
10, 9, and 8. So give me your 9.
Oh, the battle against Zeus is my number 9.
Oh shit!
Look, and
Zeus versus Heroes.
I am too a big fan of group battles. I always thought they were cool. I mean, one-on-ones are always fun to watch, but like when there's a group battle and everybody's trying to take down the quote boss, and he's just smacking everybody around, it's fun to watch because all these characters have been built up throughout the series, and they're fighting this one guy, and he's just like, you're all toothpicks to me, and he's snapping them and throwing them around. That's cool. That's cool, I think. And it wasn't a how do I say this without cursing?
I don't care, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do.
It wasn't an ass pool, basically.
Yeah.
Like Zeus was built up from the beginning, and he's not even like the top dog. So I thought that was fun. It was fun to watch. Really, it was fun. It was very anime DBZ type of fights with swords. I guess it was just compared to Bleach then. And my number 8, the amazing Mario versus Wolf. It was a very brief fight. This is from End of Smash.
Okay.
Very brief fight, but I liked that we see Mario completely overpowering Wolf. The beginning of the series, like Mario was like a total like wimp in a way. He got beat up by Wario, and Wario was like fodder, But I think the cool thing about Flip is that he built up Mario sinking into the darkness, like with all these small nuances. And when you listen to Mario have his monologues and everything, and then he finally gave into darkness, and now this guy is like completely overpowering Wolf that was wiping the floor with him and Lucas just an episode or so ago, or 2 rather. So yeah, and I think the coolest thing was like this guy was casually destroying islands with his pinpoint explosions. That was cool.
Bang.
That was cool.
Out of curiosity, what is your criteria for your fights that you ranked?
Well, I think it was said earlier. Fights are very limited when it comes to Ultimate, but people like Lone Wolf has been able to edit and add like his own flair to fights, and Amulets too. Oh, and RamZ, they add their own like different flair to fights. They'll add like maybe like a special effect in there or something, And I'm not saying you have to, but what I'm saying is that there has to be some type of flair. Like, I watch a lot of fights, and I watch a lot of like machinima fights, and it's just like there's so much more you could do. There's so much more. This is why I use Ultimate, I use Brawl, I use Source Filmmaker all together. I don't want to like limit myself. Like, if I have an idea, I want to flesh it out completely. So I would say just don't have it prolonged. Don't have it like do things that are unique. Just have something that's unique. You don't have to have like an over top fight, but have something that looks unique. Like, I don't want 3 of your fights to feel the same. You know? So like, switch it up. If you have to have a character that's solely based on grappling and no punching, do that. Like, maybe get Browser and only use his smash attacks where he's grabbing and slamming people into the ground. Do that. Or if you have to have someone that solely only uses their gun, do that. I mean, just make your characters unique in the fight. And maybe you can add strategy in there. Maybe not. But just be unique. That's it. That's the criteria. And like, all the people that I've mentioned, I mean, I didn't mention everybody that's unique, but those are the top 3 for me when it comes to unique fights in Ultimate. Just be unique. That's it.
Gotcha. And which of these 3 fights would you like to watch?
Give me the Mario versus Wolf. Come on now.
Okay.
Come on.
End of Smash. I think it was Aimless when we did the bracket fight. One night.
He said Amulets?
No, Amulets. Yeah. He said that the last.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he said that he didn't see it before. So like, I think he
well, you're about to see it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already know, like,
all right, here.
Pichu is a force to be working with.
So this is the power of the shadow. Interesting.
Flip out that delivery.
I'm not interested in your costume change.
Wolf.
What?
You sound like a total tool in this.
Great VA.
He is.
Something's not right here. None of my attacks are working.
Wolf.
Why?
I'm gonna show you something cool. Pay very close attention.
Yeah.
Bang.
This supposed to be an island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bang.
What are you blabbering on about?
I look like a rook.
What are you blabbering about?
Mario's power is insane.
He's far stronger than I thought.
Where did you get this power?
Bang.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm gonna just say this.
Bang.
Stop making my boy Hedge play DK.
It doesn't matter how strong you are if you still can't hit me.
Now.
Yo, leave my bro alone.
You might be right about that. In that
You got
case,
this man playing DK.
if you're so fast, I'll just make it so you have nowhere to run.
Wait. You can't mean you're going to.
That's right, Wolf.
Destroy the entire
escape if I blow up this entire island!
What?
Mario, you fool! You'll kill us all!
I got it.
Whoa.
That face on Mario is ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to my power?
Ew.
Oh, how
Yo,
mighty have fallen.
Alright, just keep watching.
Yeah.
Looks like your transformation was nothing more than a little party trick.
No.
This guy sucks.
This can't be
Keep
happening.
watching.
That fool! He let his lust for power into his head.
Mario! Enough games, Mario. Die!
He's too fast. I don't like it.
Gotcha.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Bang.
I love that was like, and I love how slow Mario's hand movement is. Like,
wow.
He's not even trying. And he's
Yeah.
he doesn't have to try.
I really felt that bang.
That can be so many.
This guy got blown to smithereens.
Poor guy, man.
I don't feel bad for him.
Mario, you fool! You
Nah, neither.
He killed Ike.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
All right, Lone. Give me your 10 to 8.
Okay.
Mm.
Jason Tomorrow's broken from episode 1. Universal Smash.
Wait. What's the first one?
Jason Tomorrow's broken from episode 1.
Oh, so Link versus okay.
Yeah, it was like it was like my bad. It was the Link versus the Pyramid Head.
Okay, you're good. All right, go ahead.
All right, and then Universal Smash, the Koopa Link fight.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And then The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Smash, the final fight.
Okay.
It was Link, Zelda versus Ganondorf.
Yeah.
I wonder who made that series.
Not me.
All right. What is your criteria, by the way?
Honestly, I like my fight scenes depending on the weight of them.
Yeah.
Like it's more satisfying when you have this giant build up towards something versus just like going out and there's not really any reason or like motive. Like when you have like this huge build up to a fight scene and it's like there was like reasoning behind it. This is why this is happening. You know, and it's just like it makes it more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do really appreciate fight scenes that try to think outside the box and do things that hasn't been done before. So pretty much like everything was Smash said.
Okay. With
the inclusion of fight scenes that have like weight carried on them.
And wait, real quick, you said Link versus Zelda.
Link and Zelda versus Ganondorf.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I don't remember seeing no Zelda and Link fight. All right.
You fool.
I was about to say, what kind of series is this?
No.
All right. I haven't actually seen that too. All right. So, which fight you want to watch?
Very old.
Yeah.
Very old.
I want to watch the Universal Smash fight.
Okay. Shout out Seth. Is Seth coming back?
We're gonna have to
listen.
I'm trying to see.
You know,
I'd say
we have we've talked. Sorry, we have talked. Like he's I helped him get like all the characters unlocks, and he posted an image of like Roy, Zelda, and Ike, and he's like, I wonder if I, and that's all he said, and it was like, okay, Seth, all right, keep on playing around. So as far as there's a possibility, like this is there, but as far as him coming back, I can't really say now, but I think he can. Same goes for Demon as well.
Shout out Demon.
So is he using he's using Ultimate now, right?
Ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You talking about this one? Oh wait.
Probably. I can't talk. Probably just a transition.
These people using Dolphin makes me jealous.
There you go. What are you saying, Hedge?
I said probably just transition and Ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the boss fight, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is the one you were talking about, right, Lon?
Yeah. Okay. Is he talking about the fight with the minions?
No, the one with the...
That's why I wasn't sure because you said boss.
The princess is mine!
Please save me, heroes.
Jay,
Damn, this AI is good.
Shout out
Maybe you're trash.
Yeah.
It's one of those things the programmers wanted. A challenging system so it would drive more strategy and co-op to players' skills. Which is why they got harder in the last room.
Why don't we see more Goombas and Koopas in
Let's all
Machinima?
take him on and hope we make it to the prince before he transforms. Let's go!
That's why.
Nobody want to see that.
Oh, just one more thing I want to say about after this is over, about fights.
That? That OG Impa skin. I can respect this one actually because it's staying true to the game element of the series. He did this in Dolphin, right?
Yeah, this is on Dolphin.
Okay.
We forgot the princess, and Bowser will transform soon.
Okay.
Crap.
Knight, you go. Right.
I think the first episode of Universal Smash has like at least like 2,000 views on it.
I think it has more than that.
Probably. No, you're definitely right. I'm about to check.
I think it's like past 10K.
Oh shit. Yo, yeah, I'm way off. You got 48.
Prepare yourself.
48,000. Prepare yourself. Should have just hacked the game. Look at that was going. All right.
Yeah, I wanted to say one more thing about fight scenes.
Go for it. Go for it.
Is that like one thing that I really appreciate
Mhm.
is when fight scenes are very consistent and they're not. I appreciate fast-paced fight scenes and everything.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot more when I can understand like what's really going on. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's like shot very consistent, very consistent. There we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Hedge. I need your 10 through 8.
All right. So for number 10, I picked the final fight scene in episode 12 of Grand Brawl.
Okay.
Against Zeus. There's a reason I picked these next three. It was kind of hard to decide, but by my criteria, I think I made a decent list. For number 9 is the fight scene in the Digital Shadows Summer collab.
Oh shit! Okay.
And for number 8 is the Ike versus the clones scene in Silver Crisis episode 4.
Ike versus the clones. All right, what was your criteria?
I like, it's been said and done already, but I really do like when you can coordinate more than one character in like big group fight scenes.
Yeah.
It's like I like momentum shifts too. I like it when the the main character along with his side characters get to show off everybody powering over somebody. I also like seeing the main villain just wipe out a lot of the side characters as well.
The fodder.
Yeah, like Zeus was really going in that episode, and I just really loved the just because it's like it was also the finale of the whole series as well.
Yeah.
So it had more weight to it. Another reason I like it could also be, comical. It might not take yourself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like that there's still at least decent coordination, which is why I think the fight scene in the Digital Shadows collab was like, considered for this list because it has like, so there's a lot of good moments, especially with the person that's fighting,
Mm-hmm.
especially that one scene where Sav like spins me around, throws me, and then I just like drop kick her into the ground. It's like a lot of good stuff, and about the same thing for the clone scene because there's a lot of build up because of like the plot of Silver Crisis and how he was like stealing fighters and just making them the clones, copying them.
Okay.
But yeah, I like big group fights on like a nine. I can't speak.
I know you're
like
right.
an ensemble. Is it ensemble?
Ensemble.
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 Einstein cast.
But yeah, what in the world is this? Oh no, Lone. Oh no.
Yo.
Oh no.
What?
All right, but nothing. Nothing. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, that's my list.
All right, and which of those three would you like to see?
We're going to. Well, we already. I think we should watch the. The Silver Crisis episodes is still up, right? On the deleted archive channel.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still
up. All right. We'll watch that episode then.
All right, cool. Which episode is that one?
That's episode 4.
Okay, I see it. Is it part 3?
No, it's part 1.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Ike.
Excuse me.
Episode 4, part 1. Bro, honestly, I haven't even seen Silver Crisis before. I'm slacking.
The whole thing?
No, like I'm slacking. Like I've been meaning to watch it for the longest time. Archives. I'm getting it right now. But if it were you, would you prefer for me to read the visual novel or just watch the actual like I don't know, or watch the actual series?
I think it's best if you just watch the visual novel or play through the visual novel. It adds way more than what the original had, and also
Confusing you with someone else.
it's really like Mega Blaster came from
What are you looking for?
long as hiatus.
Seriously,
And
he
put like everything that he wanted to do that he could do in Brawl. And like, I don't want to spoil too much, but there is some stuff in the visual novel that just make you go,
what the heck is that?
really?
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah, I was really invested in that novel. It's really good.
I know.
These are the ones that attacked you, correct?
Master Gil, he actually he did like a playthrough of it on YouTube. I was like skimming through some of it before.
I'm sorry for
Now's not the
this.
time for
Yeah,
apologies.
it's really nice. Also, shout out Sonic Mega, fighting the voice of Lucario. This fight scene has the slow build up. They're in a dire situation. Oh, now they're coming after us, bro. We gotta fend them off. Time to go ham.
Oh shit.
Another thing I really like about fight scenes is when you got good sound mixing and music cues. Like timing things in terms of like big hits, big moments, or when the fight ends and the song ends just like that.
What song is
it's really good. This is from Kurokami, called Brand New World.
What year did this machine come out?
This came I don't know when it debuted, but this episode was like 2008 10-ish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's some peeps in the virtual Smash community were like ahead of their time.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
Like they really had good presentation and good like core, like just everything above.
What are your names? My name.
Now we're all dead.
Yo.
Oh no!
Alright, so that was a good one.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing more satisfying for me than seeing a bunch of Nesses get beat up.
No one PK fire.
Exactly.
Fire.
So real quick, before we continue, because Kyle has some stuff going on. I know he said that he had to dip out. Kyle, do you want to do your list real quick? If he is on microphone, I can't hear him now.
I'm sorry, I just heard your mic just completely cut out.
Oh, I was saying, did you want to do your list real quick? Because I know that you said that you had to dip out. Can you hear me?
Kind of. It's still cutting out for me. It's weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
I
saying
can hear most things just fine, but like.
Okay. Did you want to do your list? Because I know you said you had to dip out.
Yeah, sure. I can quickly go over the list.
Okay, go ahead. Give me your 10 through 1.
But I'm 10 through 1. Jesus. Okay. I'll just go over things pretty fast.
Okay.
Okay. So my 10, I definitely made my 10 as more of a joke one. It's Kirby, Ness, and Falcon versus Samus from Mealee's End.
Okay.
Which is just a full-on comedy. It's supposed to be a fight, and it just ends up being this like mass of dialogue that's just hilarious.
What Machinima
It
is
just
this?
ends with Kirby basically killing Samus.
Goddamn. Okay. Alright. What's your number 9?
9 is the one of the first fights from Stranger in a New World. Link and Lucina. And it's like the minion fight that leads into Richter and Cloud jumping in and Lucina.
Okay.
Basically, that whole sequence.
Shout out Wise.
8 is Marth versus Lucina from to Smash Alpha.
Okay. Alpha. Okay.
7 is also. I feel the need to preface this that some of these are definitely not. I don't know if I have this in the correct order. I just made an order for these.
Oh, that's fine.
But 7 is Captain Falcon and Lucario versus Black Shadow from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. Lucario. Black Shadow.
6 is Link versus Bowser from School of Smash.
Okay.
5 is OS versus Blank. Universal Smash.
You said OS versus Blank?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
4 is Sonic, Luigi, Marth, and Falcon versus Link from Smash King.
Oh, God. Sonic, Luigi, Marth, Falcon versus Link. Alright.
3, just because I can't remember everyone that was involved in the fight, but it's like the hero team versus the villains from Chronicles of Brawl.
Okay. Okay.
2 is the massacre that was Link versus Samus, Pit, and Sonic from Grand Brawl.
Okay. Sonic.
Then my number 1 is Mario versus Bowser from Smash King.
Respectable. Bowser. Alright.
Alright. I gotta dip out. Sorry, guys, but like I think I pulled something at work, and it's really hard for me to breathe right now.
No doubt, bro. You're good. You're good. You're good. Appreciate you coming. Thanks, Kyle. Hope you start feeling better and have a good one. All right. So to continue on from it, Flip. Wait. Before we get a Flip, Adam, it is your turn. So give me your 10 through 8.
10 through 8.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second.
Because I know you did your homework last night.
Okay, number 10. Link versus Dose from Tales of Advent.
Okay.
I believe that was episode 3.
Okay.
9. Oh shoot! You know what? I didn't change this one. It's the Dragon Ball Z Proto.
Okay.
The D Rage made. It's not the Dragon Ball Z series that he's making now.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Proto. Yeah.
I forgot that one was a one-off too. I forgot to change that one. Hey, it's whatever. Number 8. Number 8. Zachary versus Bowser from Smash Region.
Oh shoot! Okay. Bowser, Smash Region. What was your criteria, my friend?
So I based mine off of a mix of two fights that inspired me when I was first starting off, and fights that inspire me now from a lot of newer Machinimators.
Okay. Out of those 3, which one would you like to watch for the stream?
Let's see. Let's watch Zachary versus Bowser.
Okay. Oh, it's on unlisted, isn't it? Hold on. Yo, give me that link real quick. Yo, drop that link real quick.
All right, 1 second. Hold on.
See, I hope he comes here because I have a question. Like, that fight was originally like the preview for like his next episode, right? And then, wow, what the heck are these pictures? And then eventually, like,
you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, Isaiah. I don't know if maybe he put it on unlisted for a reason. I don't know if he'd want us showing it.
Okay, we can show a different one then.
All right, do Link versus Dose.
Okay. This was episode
3.
Okay. Add event.
I mean, it's only one video anyway, so.
Yeah, I was like, it was originally like a really long fight. That I thought it was fire, but then he cut it down to like, what is it called? Like a flashback. And I was really confused. I want to see what I mean. Like maybe he has something planned for like the later future. But like I thought that fight was really good.
Yeah.
You said episode 3. Oh yeah,
3.
You put it in a whole. Angel Glory put all in a whole entire long.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah,
Angel Glory's Tail of Breakfast. I saw that.
Yo. I gotta figure. It would be like towards the end, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh, tell me, why do you know about the Forgotten Gates? What? Is it a sin to
I think I got it right.
knowledge?
Yeah.
Isn't that what
No,
everyone
this is
strives
for.
To know all there is to know.
This is like before the chasing starts.
Yeah, you're close. Almost.
Unless you want to watch from here again.
Oh, okay. Hey.
And I'll be sure to make your suffering
Why not?
end quickly.
The 4 gates?
I think Fox mentioned something about them when we were talking about the Great Tyrant.
You know too much just to be an arrogant loudmouth. Who are you really?
That's a picture story.
My, you're so spirited.
Oh, Electro.
I think I'll cut your tongue out first.
Oh shit.
We're surrounded.
Yeah, why is Link?
Well,
I mean,
gee,
Lucas always fought him.
looks like we're stuck.
Yeah, I know. Like even in End of Smash, like I've noticed Lucas is always like a really big scaredy cat.
Insects! Go after them now! Run while you can, vermin. Run while you can.
Wait, he's a big what? You kind of have one idea.
I say I've noticed that like Lucas is definitely like a scaredy cat when it comes to like fights and stuff.
Yeah, we're getting because everyone's like always treating him like spiritual kid, even though he's not really like that anymore. Anyways,
I'll tell you this right now. When I saw this, actually, I think what really sold it for me was definitely a lot of the battle cries and grunts. And definitely this next bit coming up soon with Link. Like, this man did that like shield bash into like back kick. I was like, what the fuck?
They just keep coming.
Why does he want to know about the
Alright,
gates
I gotta see that again.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't like it.
You mean this part right here?
Yeah.
He does a fucking normal combo.
Yeah, bro, that was like just the combo in general, doing some Marvel shit.
Heads up!
No, let's play a little Marvel 3 at the time.
Face my blade!
Yeah, bro.
Face my blade!
Here they come again!
Come on, let's keep going. They're right behind us. Go!
God, why did they not? Why did they like give us weak as collisions in Ultimate? Why can't we just walk through people?
Damn, it's not budging an inch.
Tiger versus door.
What's going on? Open the door already.
We're trying, but it's not.
That's the true fight, see?
Sucks. Let me try.
I'll hold them off.
Come on. Why won't it
They all
open?
basically just put everyone versus door.
Everyone versus door.
Well,
Plot
now's
twist,
a
you have
better
to
time
pull
than
it and
any.
not push.
Open the blade for the sake of Dyrantis.
Yeah.
The door opened. How'd you do that?
It's an old trick I learned from Mario.
He didn't spit in his hands.
Well, well, aren't you just a
Her
regular
legs look pretty
magician?
shaky there.
How nice of you for opening the way for
Yeah,
me.
well,
Now
all
I can
this
just get
animation.
straight to killing you, and then it's
Fair,
the
yeah.
Forgotten Gate's guardian for information instead.
Be careful. He's really strong.
That reminds me of Kakashi when he was fighting Itachi and Kurenai and Asanor, and Kakashi was like, "Look out! Close your eyes!"
He has a shine.
I can take him alone. You two go
Guys,
find
he's very
Zelda.
strong.
Okay.
No, Link. We're all in this together.
I said go!
He
Now!
had no hesitation.
Get out of
He goes
here.
like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I got one. Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Link! Damn it!
Hi.
when your friend puts his food in the microwave before you do.
Link.
Oh my God.
Find Zelda. Ike,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that like that was it. Yeah.
we need to go.
Okay.
That wasn't even the fight scene.
I know.
It wasn't. No.
We got caught up. We were way too far back. Bro, I got caught up in the episode. I was like, wait a minute.
Get the fight.
This is the actual fight scene.
I got caught up in the episode. I was like, wait a minute.
That's the move right there.
I was like,
That shield bash into that kick. Oh my god.
I was like, wait a minute. This
Like when I first saw this, I seen this. It was like really early in like my machine career. I don't even think I had an episode out yet. But, it was just very a whole lot of how did he do that? How did he do this?
With the power of editing.
Yeah, actually, now I'm listening
The
to
part of
it.
the
I
book shot
agree
is my
with that.
favorite part of the fight scene.
Like when you said something about the battle cries and stuff, I actually agree with that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there it is.
That was a good one.
And Link died off screen.
Now I gotta rewatch Tales of Advent. Alright, anyway.
Oh, it's all right there. Go ahead.
Alright, so we're gonna speed this up a little bit. So Flip, give me yours. I need your 10 through 8.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you kind of cut out there.
I think it's only in Discord. That's so weird. All right. Well, yeah.
Alright, number 10, I also have Smash Region, Episode 3, Zack vs. Bowser.
Okay.
For number 9, I have the Silver Crisis, the animation, Silver vs. Lucario and Sonic. And for number 8, I have Elites of Light, Episode 1, Villager and Isabelle versus Ridley and King K. Rool.
Alright. And what was your criteria?
Whatever I thought was cool.
Okay. Villager Isabelle versus K. Rool and Ridley.
Yeah, Episode 3 of Smash Region. It's just a really hyped fight.
Yeah.
It was cool to kind of see Zack kind of progress as a fighter, and definitely the just overall quality. You could see that Shadow's EPA was improving. For Silver Crisis, the animation, I just think it's just like a really all around good fight. I'm not really gonna point to like one specific thing. Just from animation wise to choreography to the sort of flair and like flashiness to it. It's all really good. And for Elites of Light, I liked the tag team duo battle that they had there. I thought it was really cool how a lot of the action had a lot of setup to it, like from Villager and Isabelle working together. Like she would use the, I think it was Villager used like the tree, and he set that up, and then Isabelle like had a combo with him, and she threw him into the tree, and then there's a point where she threw Ridley up in the air, and then Villager used his gyroid, a little side B thing to go into, and then for there was also a part where King K. Rool threw his crown at them, and Isabelle held onto that for like the whole fight and used it at the end to finish him off. I thought that was a nice way to kind of have a callback to that. So it was a really cool group fight.
Okay. Which one of those 3 do you want to watch?
Let's watch Villager and Isabelle.
Okay.
It's cool, man. It's a pretty cool fight.
Hey, that was made by RamZ. He kind of deserves that credit, but I did write that down, so I don't know.
It's all a process, man. It's all a process.
It's all a process.
It was cool to kind of see Isabelle kind of grow into her own and fight. Because at first it kind of starts off where she doesn't really know what she's doing. And it's got some cool interactions.
You can do this, alright?
Learning how to fight, just like learning how to dance.
Just follow my lead.
Okay, sir.
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't think I can do this, sir.
Just follow my lead.
That's like in the middle.
Ow! That's gonna leave a mark. Honestly, I have no idea what Villager was thinking. She's gonna get herself killed.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
It seems to me that your partner isn't doing so well. Isabelle, you have to attack him back or else you're gonna get hurt.
Mr. Mayor!
Mayor, eh? Guess your little boss is as pathetic as you are.
How are you holding, Isabelle?
Not so good, sir. If anything, I'm just distracting you.
You're doing the opposite, actually.
Look out, sir!
What? Whoa. You took his crown.
I did? I did, huh?
Okay, Isabelle. If we want to defeat these punks, we had to team up.
So that
right?
shit.
Right.
Good. Now then, from the top, follow my lead.
There's 500,000 bills right there.
Isabelle takes King K. Rool's crown. I'm the king now.
Wow! Look at them go!
I'm the king now.
Really doing it.
That's amazing.
He's really doing it.
Plus, it's also really cool when you learn the context of this fight, because there's a bit of a twist to it later on, but you guys can watch that on your own time. I thought that was a really cool aspect of it too. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Watch Elites of Light.
Please.
Alright,
not a shameless plug or anything.
Shameless plug. There ain't no shameless plugs here, man. Alright, AG. I need your 10-2-3.
10 to 3.
Or 10 to 8. 10 to 8.
All right, I guess I have to leave early all of a sudden. Jeez.
yeah, we're kicking you out.
Fine, I didn't want to do. Alright, so Mouse Tux. I just made it like a couple hours ago. Anyway, number 10 is Lucina versus Marth from Bound to Smash Alpha.
Okay.
Number 9 is Palutena versus Bayonetta from Smash and Stuff. Number 8 is Joker versus K. Rool from SSB Chronicles Shadows.
Stuff. And then Chronicles of Shadows. Is that's Starfouch's machine, right?
Yeah.
Joker versus who?
K. Rool.
K. Rool, okay. Yo, I didn't know that he uploaded his episode till today. I'm gonna get him in on the next one. Joker, Chronicles of Shadows. Yeah, okay.
SSB Chronicles Shadows.
Chronicles Shadows. Okay. And what was your criteria? Just because I know you said you made it early. I mean, today, but still, like everybody.
I mean, criteria number 1, I remembered the fight. Criteria 2, failing that, it was a cool fight.
Mm-hmm.
And criteria 3, just cool ideas in a fight. Not, each fight doesn't necessarily need all 3.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Okay. What fight do you want to watch?
You can watch the Joker fight, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen the series, so I'm very excited. Shout out Star Falcon. Shadows. And then probably like after the first round, what we're gonna do is do like a significant amount of others like after this one. So I'm not sitting here for like 10 hours. But,
yeah, I think that'd be best.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like what, 45 minutes? An hour?
It's almost.
Yeah,
it's a bit further back.
Oh, further
This is the credits.
It's around the middle, like.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see. About. Around like the 18-minute mark.
Gotcha. This camera works.
Yeah, they're about to watch the fight. So yeah, just go ahead one more.
3.
There it is. There you go.
1. Go!
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch this show.
My turn.
Oh,
Wait,
shoot.
is that a gun?
Alex is now ready.
For his neutral special, he wants a gun.
Knives are cool.
I'd let Joker shoot me any day.
Whoa.
Snap out of it, Birdie.
Birdie's a confirmed masochist.
Yeah.
Unless it's a different kind of shooting.
What's wrong with these guys?
This always cracks me up.
Oh, shit.
Where the camera's shaking, that didn't seem like a little rumble.
This looks like the
It sounded like a friggin' seizure.
A whole earthquake? Like, can't handle a little rumble and destroying everything.
Joker gets a great smash attack in, but looks like that's not gonna phase a heavy such as the king. Is that the best you've got?
Also, the dialogue from the commentator helps as well.
Performance.
Your little blade ain't gonna send this belly flying anytime soon.
He seems to be quick on his feet, but not very strong in the launching department.
Still, there are fighters of that caliber. His best bet, I feel, would be overwhelming K. Rool with his quick attacks.
I would agree with that, but that does take quite a bit of practice.
Thought that was
And I'm not sure if he has any.
That's Zach, right?
We'll just have to keep watching to see if he can
No,
adjust
for
to his
Lucina.
opponent.
Oh,
Yeah, that is Zach. Yeah. It's just I'm so used to Homo Lily playing the role, but then like hearing others play the scene, I'm like, oh dang.
You know how many
Awesome
times
voice.
we like paid voice acting.
He's down. This could be the end of the match if King
This is his
Rool
first
able
episode,
to take
too.
advantage of the opportunity.
Well,
So that's such a good double point. Yeah, I know. He did a really good job with the fight scene.
Can someone please snap her out of this?
He took quite a lot of punishment there. I wonder how he'll recover.
Nothing but child's play. You're quite pathetic for a newcomer.
Normal in a match.
Is that it? Are you going to let him get the best of you this early? You believe you were chosen for a reason, do you not?
I do.
So, you still intend to win the day?
Okay.
Very well.
I didn't know that
Harness
start.
the power that burns inside you, and then release thy rage!
Looks like victory is mine. What?
Wait, what just happened?
She does sound like
He
him.
was able to guard
I know, right?
Yeah.
I forgot how long this fight
using
was.
an ordinary shield. What can he possibly be planning?
Why
Say like about 4
you
minutes.
launch?
This guy's a fool.
Why won't you launch?
Persona!
That's such a good.
Thou art I. Show the strength of thy will, and rage against all challengers!
What in the name of the crystal coconut is that thing?
I am the pillager of Twilight, Arsene! Detest the one that stands against you. Change your animosity into power.
Now, the real battle begins.
There go the music cues.
Yeah.
Fun fact about this scene, I actually helped with the audio mixing a little bit.
You helped them?
On the willpower part of the song, because I think originally it was cut off awkwardly, so then I tried like, you know what, I'm gonna help trim it so it smooths out a
you're
little.
stronger than I
Well,
thought.
good on you for helping out.
Still intend to knock you out.
God.
It's so hard to take K. Rool seriously in this game. But we should have because this moveset's so wacky.
Everyone uses them as a bully, basically.
Like when he wears like his pirate's hat and then like the ugly faces he makes when like the
Time to finish this.
He has activated his final smash.
Ravage them!
It just can't be helped. That's it.
That's a good one. I gotta watch that series.
It's just the one episode so far.
I like that. Alright.
That was doing really nicely. That was really good execution. I like that.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing that. Just get through mine real quick. Okay, so at 10, I put Chaos versus Hero from Smashers. Because I thought that, just like the showcasing of all of Chaos is like,
Hey Isaiah, I think you're in Chaos's column.
Whoop, I am. I thought.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Amalek.
I guess my list
You know-
is being
you know,
filled.
She
I
doesn't
guess
get
I'll
to
have to say your part then.
Chaos doesn't get to share her list.
Oh shoot. No, I thought the showcase of Chaos's moveset was pretty dope. Funny enough, I also put Isabel and Villager versus Ridley and K. Rool from Elites of Light. Isabel versus. Oh yeah, but yeah, I thought that. Like I don't know. Like usually, I forget who said it earlier, but like usually when it's like the first episode, there's like a lot of like struggles with stuff like this. But I thought that it was executed very well. And I thought, like, I guess, like, the character exchanges when they were, like, talking and stuff was added to, like, the experience overall. Like, when it came to my criteria, like, I definitely, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I idolize the hype factor. And I love having a hype factor. So, like, if I'm, like, freaking out when, like, I'm watching your fights, I'm like, yo. So, you know. And then, shoot, the last one was Mario and Lucas versus Wolf as well from End of Smash. Funny enough, what I've said, what I like about it has already been said, but I just like the bang. I don't know. I just think that Mario's completely just making a joke out of Wolf after he was like killing everybody. Not killing, but well, he killed Wario technically, but. I just think that he just like completely like made Wolf look like fodder after he was like going all out the previous episode. So we're gonna go to Chaos and the Rams, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do everybody else's the rest of the list, and then that'll be it.
Tiger showed up.
Tiger just joined too.
And we can do Tiger too. So what's up, Tiger?
I was trying to skip Spider too.
Oh yeah, yo. Google Sheets, it overlaps, so like it confuses me. But we'll get to Tigers after we get the other three. So, Chaos, what is your 10 through 8?
Oh, okay. I'm starting now. Okay, so my number 10 is Atlas, Jack, and Ribbit versus Daisy, Dark Pit, and Pikachu from the next -R. That's
oh shoot. Atlas Jack versus It was versus who?
Yeah, they didn't have names. So
I was
just like called them that.
I mean, Choice Band was their payload. You didn't have names.
Choice Band.
Yeah.
Next.
That was a fun fight.
That was a good one. Alright.
Role play.
What's your 9?
Black Falcon versus Falco, Lucario, and Link from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. Oh, Black Shadow. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Versus Lucario. Yeah, fuck. Okay. And then what is your 8?
It's Link and Lucina versus Cloud and Richter from Strangers in a New World.
Okay. So it's actually kind of interesting because like now some of these are starting to show up on a couple more lists, which I think is interesting. Like I'm gonna average these towards the end, like and like see which came up the most out of all of these.
Yeah, like when Speedy Junior was doing his list, I was like, dang, we have a similar list.
I think that was Lone. Yeah, Lone too. Like he was like, yo, I have the same exact list. Who the hell?
Yeah. But anyways, okay, so for the Atlas and Jack and Ribbit fight, it's a pretty quick scene, but I will say that I really admire how the scene plays out like an online tournament match. Mm-hmm. And I don't really see much of like a 3v3 in Machinimas this good before. Like, I don't know, it looks like it's very smoothed out. Like, usually they just have them standing there and just wait until they get hit or something. But then this one's like, there's no moment where I'm thinking like, they're just standing there this whole entire time. It's just like well put together. And
I respect
like,
it.
Yeah, and I really like how like the combos were used in this. Like, I think the one that sold me the most in this fight scene was when Atlas and Ribbit teamed up to fight Pikachu, because like they had a little like team combo thing, and I do like team combos too.
Mm-hmm.
And they're usually really hard to make, so I give credits to that. For Black Falcon versus Falco, Lucario, and Link, well, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of animations because like some of them just like looks kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
But for this one, it's like actually this kind of looks pretty good. and it does plays out like a fight, you know, having fast attacks, with strike sound effects, and Mega Blast and all that stuff. And I really like the team up and the fight choreography put in this scene. And not many characters in fight scenes really talk during their fights or make grunts. And like, I like that detail. Like, that's what made it a little different. And also, like, it really does introduce, like, Black Falcon as an antagonist and, like, showed a lot of his personality in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that dialogue wouldn't really help much, but this fight, it's like, yeah, you can see it. So,
okay.
That's what I liked about that. And for Link and Lucina versus Clan Richter, it's really, like, the effects that were put into this fight. Like, if it didn't have any effects, it's just gonna be like another just swords fighters just slashing their swords together. But the fact that he put like a lot of effects and like all those slashes, it just makes it stand out in a way.
I definitely think that's Wise's strength, like with his effects and stuff.
Yeah, like it makes the whole fight scene in general just very creative. And it is a great introduction for both of these characters, because this is episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like the beginning part of the episode, so this was a really great way to start off the episode. And it may not be the most intense fight scene, but it really was like amazing to see. Especially like since I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, whoa. And I never watched this thing. I only watched it because I was doing the VA appreciation thing.
Oh shit.
And then and then I regret, I'm like, why didn't I watch this earlier? But, yeah. Okay, so that's my reasons.
No, that's good. I think, I definitely think, because, like, this helped me as well. Like, I think doing these lists, it kind of, like it encouraged me to, like, watch, like, a lot of different series I haven't gotten the chance to yet. So, like, I think it helped a lot in that factor. But cool. All right, so we're going to do Spider Freaks, RamZ, and then we're going to Tigers, and then work our way down for everyone to get their last bits of it in. So, Spider Freaks.
We're not going to watch. We're not going to watch Chaos's.
I'm gonna save that for like the higher ones. For the higher ones, if that makes any sense.
Top threes.
That makes sense.
It's all about number 1.
We say Spy.
Okay, so I have to say my 10 to 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So for 10, I put Lucas versus Bowser from Silver Crisis Episode 5. For 9, actually, I'll wait till you type it out. Sorry.
Lucas versus Bowser for what?
Silver Crisis Episode 5.
Okay. All right, and then what's your 9?
Lucario versus Silver from Silver Crisis the animation, the one that Hedge made.
Okay. Oops.
It's Lucario and Sonic versus Silver. Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go. And then go ahead.
Okay, like in my 8 would be Isabelle and Villager versus K-Rool and Ridley from Elites of Light.
Every time someone says something nice.
This is good.
You said the Isabelle and Villager one?
Can you say that again? Sorry, you kind of cut out.
Oh, there you go. You said the Isabelle and Villager one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what was your criteria behind your picks?
Generally, what I look for the most in is usually choreography, as well as like having weight behind the fight too, if that's possible. Although, for example, in the case of like Lucas, the weight was good because it was Lucas trying to get answers out of Bowser because he probably knew where Ness was, and also I think the choreography was pretty good, especially for the time since it was still the early 2008 where like Brawl of Machinima Boom was still pretty new and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lucario versus Silver is a similar case where like Lucario's pride is on the line and Silver is still threatening to basically destroy the world and stuff. So I think Head did a really good job bringing it to life from the visual novel, giving like a lot of like cool effects, like and custom animations to make it pop more. And for number 8 with Isabelle, like it was also like a lot of like weight for her on the line to try and like make a better life for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, the choreography between like the duo fights, but like it's like people mentioned before, like having groups of people fighting is also pretty unique and pretty cool to see actually happen really well. And I think did a really good job choreographing that.
Okay. For you as well, then Rams and myself and Tigers, we're going to pick I'm going to have a video shown for the second half, so I'm going to save that for that one too.
Right.
And then Rams.
For my 10 through 8, I have Pichu versus the Assassins, Ultimate Heroes Fire, Episode 5. Snake versus Gray Fox, Brawl Universe, Episode 7.
Wait.
And I got Joker versus K-Rool, SSB Chronicles.
Heroes for Hire. And then you said, what was your 8? Your 9, I'm sorry.
My 9, it was Snake versus Gray Fox, Brawl Universe, Episode 7.
Versus Gray Fox. Oh, shoot, okay. Brawl Universe. Alright, and then what was your 8?
My 8th was Joker versus K-Rool, SSB Chronicles.
Alright, and what was your criteria?
So I kind of made this last minute, but my criteria was basically like, if I remember it, and choreography, and pretty much like kind of like the incentive behind the fight scene, like, you know, what's the reason why they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of my criteria. Nothing too much.
And that is okay. So we're just gonna go to Tigura, and then I guess we're gonna just do 1 to 10. I mean 10 to 1 and then everyone else can finish this out as well. But for clips, we'll just show clips for Tigers, myself, Chaos, Spider, and Rams because we haven't done those, but we did those for the first half. Okay. Oh, you're not ready? All right. So we'll come back to Tiger when he's ready. But we'll go back.
Like,
what you saw?
Oh, I was like, he'll be like the best for last.
So Slash, my muted friend, give me 7 to 1.
Okay.
Close your list out.
All right. It's all coming together. Here we go. Let's just. So start with 7.
Okay.
Is the original Bound to Smash Alpha episode 3, which is like Wario versus Palutena.
Okay.
I believe so. I was really proud of that fight scene. I liked it a lot. I'll get back to that later. Then it's Fate's Hands episode 5. It's Sonic versus Wario at the end. Fate's Hands was like a really good series. I liked that a lot. It was kind of like Diet Coke version of Smash King, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like
Wario.
I still like the fight a lot because of the stake, quote unquote. Then there is the Rakanto File 6, which is titled A Savior, and it's the Bowser versus DK fight.
Okay.
And then the next one would be Smasher Z episode 11, which is Meta Knight versus the Mobs and the Dark Knight. Not Smasher Z, but Smashers. If that makes any sense.
Nolan's version.
Nolan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, 3 would be Smash King 2 Decades. It would be Incineroar versus Wolf, and then both of them versus King K. Rool. And I thought that fight scene was done extremely well.
I can't spell.
And then this is a toss-up because one of them is a climax. You know, there's like one of those just like a cinematic climax, you know, to where the tensions of both the quote-unquote main characters of the story is. And another one is just a really good way of just how you're supposed to do most Smash Machinima fights. And I tried to actually keep this in the same realms of a different series, every single list. But I'm just gonna put Smash King Castaway episode 14 for number 2, which was the Mario versus Bowser fight, where Mario was just like Bowser after the Ganon fight. Bowser goes up to Mario and just this shit. And then the fight just starts to roll downhill from there. It was just really cool. So I liked it a lot.
For which series?
This boy punched him. Yeah, he just goes up and like, yeah, what you gonna do about it?
It was a really good fight. It was a really good fight.
Yeah.
Like it showed off a lot of what you know, the power of the engine of like what that Tigura was using, you know, with all the different forms and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool how, you know, respectively from the Mario verse, you have all these different forms of the Mario verse coming to the Machinima. I was like, oh, I know that. That was from Mario Galaxy where Mario turned into a giant ball. I remember that. Remember that? Oh yeah, but no. It's like that. I think that was pretty cool, and I like the fight incentive for it. It's probably going to be a better one than that in the future, hopefully. But like, whenever I think of Smash King, I think of that fight scene.
Bowser versus
And
Mario.
then, yeah, and then the number one, which was the last time we were talking about, just like when I was on here, this last time we were talking about like the editing power or whatever, what you can do in Smash Machinima and Smash Ultimate would be like Smasher Z. Episode 10, Crossing Pass, the Mario Bros. Versus Chaos is my favorite. It's my favorite fight scene in Smash Ultimate Machinima. Period. And like, it's just the way how he choreographed it to a T. The editing was great. It went along the beat with the music. It had everything right, and that's my one nitpick is that like I don't really care if like characters go on a tangent and there's like the backstory has to be good as well, or like odd characters or something like that. That's fine. But I mean like what matters to me the most is that when I see a fight scene, it has to go along the beat and sentiment of the music because the beat of the music follows the fight.
Yes, sir.
So. Yeah, so that's my incentive. What I'm looking for, like in a really good fight scene, but like that would be my number.
Okay, that is Slash's 10, with Mario Bros. Versus Chaos being the number 1, and now we're gonna go to Amulet, who's going to give me his 7-1.
All right, number 7 is the episode 3 fight scene from Next Smash R.
What?
Is this the someone else listed it? Okay, go ahead.
The one, yeah, Chaos mentioned it too. It's the Atlas.
Yeah, I got it.
Atlas.
I got it.
And all those guys, I forget their names.
Jack. I apologize if I said any names. Okay.
Anyway. Number 6 is Mario Bros. Versus Chaos from RamZ's Smashers.
Okay, second time to pop up.
Number 5 is Team Falcon versus Link from Smash King.
Team Falcon. Oh, okay. Second time to pop
number
up.
Number 4 is the war scene at the beginning of Chaos with Koopa and Star versus Ganondorf.
Okay.
I just love Ganondorf's entrance in that scene, and everything after that just makes the scene really good.
All right, number 3.
Number 3 is Bowser versus Pikachu in Smash King.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
Number 2 is Palutena versus Bayonetta in Smash and Stuff.
Okay.
And then number 1 is Hero versus Chaos in the Smashers finale.
Okay. Hero.
Yeah, and the Hero versus Chaos battle is like that's a final battle. It's like the music goes along so well with the fight, and yeah, the stakes are high. Chaos is about to win, and Hero's the only one who can stop her. Yeah, and especially when everyone does
Because he's the hero.
Especially the sword clashes. That's my favorite part of that scene is the sword clashes.
Okay.
And then everyone uses their final smashes on Chaos.
Awesome. All right.
She got wrecked.
Obsidian. Oh wait. So okay. It's 2 smashes so far, all right, Rams. All right. Obsidian, Skin, Smash. Is your turn.
Yeah.
You're 7-1.
All right. Number 7.
Yeah.
Let's look at that real quick. Oh. Number 7 was actually a Smash King fight. And of course, it was, let's look at this, Mario and Bowser.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think that fight was what inspired me to want to branch out and do more. And at the time, I think I was getting really frustrated with the Smash engine because I was like, I see this, and he did amazingly, obviously, but I want to take my own ideas and flesh them out fully. I didn't want to, like I said earlier, I didn't want to be limited by this engine. I don't want to be limited at all in any way. So I started to slowly learn animation while I still machinimated behind the scenes. And when I was able to do it, I took that leap, even though I was very, I would say I wasn't even beginner level when I put out the first, the second reboot of Tide. Like, I wasn't even good at animation, but I was still doing it. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm no longer limited by Brawl. Beyond just fight scenes, one of my favorite things that I did for Tide was like I was able to populate a city and make it look lively. Like everybody in that scene was doing their own thing, whether it's just walking or talking. I just think the detail in being able to do a scene, like going back to the fight scene that he did, there was so much detail there. I think Slash mentioned earlier where Mario and Bowser were like using their powers from the games and everything. Is like Tigger didn't just use the engine; he used his own. He used PSAs or he used mods and all these other things, as well as Adobe, Sony Vegas. Like he used all of that to change. Like this guy had Bowser throwing shells of himself, and I was like, "Well, what is this? That's crazy," And okay, here's a cool scene. I remember when they were running side by side. You really can't do that in the engine on its own because it's a 2.5 fighter. You can't do that. So yeah, I just thought that fight was like really cool. It was a catalyst to get me to take the further step into using more than one engine. Because it was already in the back of my mind, but once I saw that fight, I was like, oh yeah, I got it. I got to do that. I got to take that leap. So in a way, I think Tiger helped me without saying much. So
you're welcome.
I was going to say thank you, but thank you.
All right, so what's your 6?
Number 6 is Ike and Marth versus Ganondorf Chronicles of Brawl. I thought it was cool because Flip did a good job with making Ike sound arrogant. And honestly, I like the whole heroic Ike, but I like this Ike more. We see too many like just textbook Ikes, like, oh, I fight for my friends. Like, okay, cool. Fight for yourself too. You know what I mean? But
yes, sir.
I liked what Adam did with the whole the dodging and he made Ganondorf seem like he was nimble, and Ganondorf isn't nimble. I don't know. I think he did something that wasn't like super over the top. But he made it. He was able to show the level of each fighter's skill without doing too much, and I think that's really cool. I think that's really, really great when you're, you're introducing an adversary, and then you have these heroes here, and you're trying to show, okay, without making these people fodder, what can I do to show how strong my character, the villain, is? So he didn't make them look like fodder, but he just showed how strong Ganondorf was, who then in turn got fodderized by Link. But that's why I like that fight, because number one, Ike was arrogant and he wasn't like this sappy, heroic Boy Scout like usual, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I prefer this Ike more. And I think the coolest thing about that short fight was when Ganondorf charged up and he blew everyone away. That is like textbook anime stuff. Like you're watching like Naruto and he's going into his that weird red form he goes into. I don't know what it is, ketchup form, and he's like charging up and everyone is thrown into the trees. Or the Dragon Ball when Cell was transforming and Trunks was like, "No, don't let him transform," and he charged up and Trunks flew like 16 miles away. I just love stuff like that because when it's funny and then it just shows like, okay, person's that strong that his aura is like pushing you away. It's cool. It's fun. I think watching fights should be fun and exciting. Like you shouldn't sit down and be like, okay, he did the same combo 3 times, but why? You know, just have fun while you're doing the fights and have fun making them as well, and just while you're watching them too, also have fun. And it's okay to have references too. It doesn't mean you're copying. As long as you give credit, you're good. Like references are okay. But yeah, that was number 6.
So you're 5th?
Another from Chronicles of Brawl, which is Sonic versus Scourge. That's his name, right? Scourge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Scourge, that fight was cool because I don't think I've seen, well, aside from Smash King, I haven't seen Sonic in a big one-sided fight. Like Scourge was like completely decimating this guy, and we saw a lot of MickeyMurk's own creativity mixed along with a little bit of inspiration from Dragon Ball. Like that was cool. It was cool to see him take a comic book character from the Sonic lore and then make him like this really cool guy on screen, because we don't really see any Scourge on screen. When Scourge punched him and he flew through the building and he was going through the ground and he hit his head on the stairs, I was like, God, this guy MickeyMurk is great. What I love in fights are like collateral damage. Like I love when someone gets punched into a wall in a fight and then the wall's like falling apart, or someone knocks over a building or something like that. Like that's the coolest thing. I think even Tigura has done something like that with stage, like with a creative stage. I don't know how the hell he did it. I think he like chroma keyed it, but like I think when Bowser was breaking out of prison, or I think it was a fight on a creative stage, the blocks of the stage like flew off screen. And I was like, oh, huh? What do you mean? How did we do that? But yeah, I really like that Adam did that with Sonic and Scourge fight. So
yeah.
Props to you.
Let me see what's
MickeyMurk.
So number 4.
Number 4. I think I mentioned this earlier. Funny enough. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so the Team Sonic team, Captain Falcon against Link. Okay. And man, that fight I think is probably my favorite like fight to go back to and watch.
Smash King, right?
You know, yeah, Smash King. He took, I think, just the not even just the fight itself, but he took Link and completely flipped him on his head and turned him into this crazy maniac. This guy's a psychopath. There was a scene in Smash King where they like quote fed him an Ivysaur that he can slice up. I was like, yo, what went on in the writer's room for this? What was going on? But that fight was so cool because we see Hypersonic fighting Link, and even then it was kind of like Link was just taking the punches and not being completely defeated. And we had, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but we had a death. I don't know if everyone has completely finished Smash King. If you haven't, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. Captain Falcon died. And I don't know, there was actually some type of an attachment to a Machinima character. There were stakes in the fight. So I like when there's stakes in the fights too. So that's another part of.
Feel like your steaks well done or medium rare?
It depends, dude. It really does.
That was a low caliber joke right there, man.
It depends. It depends on the day. Like if I'm feeling like I need to chew a little more, I have to go with the well done. If I just want to chew and get it on with, medium well. So I don't know. I just think it's cool when you see someone that everybody made fun of, but then you see him in his last fight of the series, and he's completely losing it. He's losing the fight, and you don't think that he's gonna die because he's a joke character. People don't really kill off joke characters. Example, even in Yu Yu Hakusho, Korobora, we thought he died. He faked his death to help Yusuke get his shonen power up. Like, people are afraid of killing joke characters. So when Tigura did it, it was just like, damn, it's pretty deep, man. It's pretty deep. I don't know if I'm mad at you for killing Captain Falcon, but I'm some sort of something.
It canceled out because he came back, even though it's a
but he has no memories. So
it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. But I mean, good point though. Good point. He did come back, but it's like if you had a sibling or like a cousin, and they disappeared and they came back and they were like completely different, and you had to like help them relearn themselves. It's not going to be the same. Like all those memories, you can't even share like your memories with them. Like, oh yeah, remember when we went down the slide and you busted your head? Ha ha ha. He's not going to remember. They're not going to remember. So I think like aside from the fight, I don't even have to like talk about the fight. I just think the message and the moment of losing that character was like pretty big. And I think a lot of people can recall it. Yeah, it was something, man. It was something. There's definitely moments in Smash King. Like you can say anything you want about Smash King, but it has like definitely its moments where I'm like, shit. Well, why'd you kill him off? Well, what's your beef? But yeah, that's my other one.
All right, what about 3? And then we got 2 more after that.
This one also a more of an emotional tie to it. Peach and Wolf. I think I just liked it because yeah, Peach was like defending Bowser.
I got
also like healing. She was stalling and healing at the same time. I was like, little clever little. What's that saying? Clever girl. Yeah, yeah, I did that. I like that. I dig it. So it was cool that he had that for Peach, and I think just in a time where characters that happen to be women don't necessarily get a moment like that. Like even back then and even now, like it's more forced than anything. Like I like how Isabel and EOL, like she has like a natural progression and she wants to make something of herself. And then there's Peach from Smash King. Like at first, of course, like she fed into the stereotype, but now she's changed completely into like something else. And I can like relate that to like let's see, strong women characters like Raven or Starfire from the original Teen Titans. Like the way they made those characters, they made them strong in like their own ways. like not just physical or like just powers, but they made them strong in their own way. They didn't like force it. Like there's a series, there's a Batwoman series, and there's a Supergirl series. Like they take those characters and they try to like fit like a certain agenda instead of allowing the characters to be themselves. They have to compare them to men. You don't need to do that to make strong characters. Tigura was able to do that. Chaos was able to do that. So it's just, I like that you did that with Peach here. It wasn't even about the fight. It was just more so like, oh shit, she's standing up for Bowser, and she's also healing, so she's doing something smart too. Even like famous like people that do manga, like Sakura, she didn't even get her shine until the end of the whole series, and I'm just like, what the hell? You with this multi-millionaire bank account, you're not even thinking about like what you can do with this platform with a female character. You suck, Kishimoto. But anyway, yeah, that was like my big thing for that.
All right,
I'm pretty happy about that.
Number 2.
Number 2. Hold on, let me see. I think I mixed this part of the list up. Let's see. Oh shit! I don't think I have it at number 2. Okay, so I would say, the Melee Force and Ridley.
Okay.
I thought that was cool because, like, you could say they were on equal footing, but Ridley was still like a threat. You know what I mean? Like we had like Link come up there, Captain Falcon, Mario popping up, but Ridley, people were still afraid of Ridley. Like Ridley was so much of a threat that they evacuated the city, and I think it's really cool in a world building sense that Chaos was able to do that. I just like that type of thing. Like it just reminds me of like some type of like if someone were to watch Marvel movies and they're like, oh, this is an Avengers level threat or something like that, or oh, Godzilla's here and people have to evacuate the city. Like people have to make a contingency plan for a character within a fight. I just think that's cool. I like the weight of that character. I think people were talking about weight, and the one I'm talking about is just more so how a character affects an environment. Like a lot of people, okay, here's a character. A lot of people talk about Goku. They say they don't have character development, but the way that his character works is that he affects others and the environment itself. That's how his development works. That's how I looked at the Ridley thing. Is like Ridley in that scene, in that fight, like everybody was going crazy, like oh shit, and then he like kills Wario, made him turn into like space dust, and it's like that's freaking cool. You're pretty cool. You get lots of cool points for that. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
All right.
Also, before you continue, it's Alita Light, not Smasher Z.
Ooh.
That's a Smasher Z?
Yo.
I don't even remember saying.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Did I say Smasher?
Bro, yeah. My bad. Nah, that was me.
I thought I said.
No, that was me.
Said
That was me.
Oh, because I said Joel.
Yo.
Is that done goofed?
And then for your number 1, what's your number 1?
Let's see. My number 1. I was literally just watching it.
Yeah, a little stupid.
Dang. I would say, because I have 3 in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 on this list right here for number 1, but I'm probably gonna have to go with Mario and Luigi against Chaos. And I liked that fight because the usage of I'm just gonna call them Dark Knights. The usage of the Dark Knight, was it Dark Knot? Dark Knight? I don't know what they're called.
I think they're called Phantoms.
Phantoms. Wow, you're great. Every day you're great. But the usage that RamZ used for the Phantoms was pretty cool. There's nobody. I don't think anybody's really used her ability like that. It was just more so, oh, boom, one shot attack. But like he used it in like a sense where he created multiple Phantoms at once. So that was cool. And I think I know I said I don't like being limited, but there are people that are more talented here, more talented than me in terms of like being able to be creative in a small space, using everything in that space. When I mean is ultimate, because not a lot of people would think like, oh, you can do this in ultimate, but it's just all about utilizing what's in the game to do what you want. So in that scene, that was cool. For me, I think if I were to do that, I would actually download the model and just like do it that way, which isn't a bad thing. I just think he did pretty well with working with such limited resources. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with branching out, like when you have Brawl and you use Brawl Box. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that I'm giving praise to people that use just one engine. You know what I mean? Like I don't have the patience for it. So props to you and everybody else that uses Ultimate by itself to do like these type of crazy over the top fight scenes. So yeah, like that scene, like it's very simple, but like it was really good at the same time. And there's tons of fight scenes in Smashers that I could use, but I wanted to talk about that one because I think that was the first instance when I was like, oh, okay, clever.
Okay. Well, that is Smash's list. So that is actually the second Mario Luigi versus Chaos fight on number 1. So
Nani?
We're going to Lone Wolf to give me his 7 versus 1. Lone, what is your 7 versus 1? Oh no, your 7 through 1.
For a second, I thought it was Thursday.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, I wish people got that reference. Oh my god.
Anyway. All right, so number 7 is Phoenix Rising preview 2.
Luke, so what was that?
It was Ice Climbers. I'm pretty sure it was Ice Climbers, Lucas, and the poly frames, whatever.
Wireframes.
Wireframes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Ice Climbers and Pit.
Yeah, Ice Climbers and Pit.
And Pit.
Ice
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go down my list.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah.
Brawl RPG. Like, I'm sorry. Excuse. I just want to say excuse me because I'm very forgetful when it comes to OC names. But Brawl RPG, it was Wario and Ness.
Oh, so Jay Donta versus
yeah,
Benji.
I'm pretty sure it was the second. I'm pretty sure it was like the second episode.
Yeah.
RamZ, Smashers, Wolf versus Fox episode 2. It's like, I'm just going to say this right now about Smashers. It's very hard to actually say like which fight scene is the best because they're all pretty good. But this is like the first one. I just want to like give a rundown on this one. This is like the first one that stuck out to me because it was the very first fight scene, and then every other fight scene I kind of knew what to expect. I was like, okay, I'm going to expect fire because this is what I got, you know?
Yeah.
So so that's with that. I can't really say which one is the best one, but that's the first one, so I'm gonna say that's my number 5.
Saw it. Number 4.
Number 4, the Panda Brothers, smashing stuff, Bayonetta, just any fight with Bayonetta.
Bayonetta versus.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Who do you want to say, Palutena?
I don't want to say that one because that was like a lot of. I want to say like more so the one where she was like shooting the pits out of the sky. I can't remember what fight. It was like she was fighting like multiple people that fight scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Dragon Ball Z, Phantom versus Mewtwo, and Shadow.
All right,
I think it was Shadow or.
Phantom versus Shadow Mewtwo. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2 is Smash King Episode 13. Mario versus Bowser. Tigura.
All right.
Episode 14.
Sorry.
That was episode 14, but I get you.
14.
Sorry, yeah. And number 1 is. Where's my list? Number 1 is Grand Brawl, the final episode.
Oh, which specifically, the group versus Zeus or Roy versus Zeus?
Roy versus Zeus.
Oh, okay. All right. That is Lone's list. Hedge, I need your 7 to 1.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. 7 through 1.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. 7 through 1. Okay, there's my list. All right, number 7. I'm gonna just do the number 7 Chronicles of Brawl episode. 9 through 10 is basically like a two act. It's like one fight, but it's like two episodes. It's the whole villains versus the heroes.
Okay.
I don't remember the girl. Is it Laffy?
Laffy.
Is it Laffy? Laffy. Yeah, when she dusted Mario Luigi and did just like pin Mario to the wall. It just like I like it when everybody gets to show off, their strength, their power.
Yeah.
I like momentum swings between like the heroes and villains, and I definitely liked seeing Ganondorf picked up Ike from off the ground and he says to him that you haven't bled enough. I'm like, wait a second. I need more of that. So yeah, that's for 7
for this fight.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. For number 6, Dragon Ball Proto Z.
Okay.
That was the one that started it all, and that really got me into D-Rage's channel. Really like seeing Dragon Ball mixed with like other franchises, mostly like sprite fights and the sorts. So that was number 6. Number 5 is one from Pikamaxi. Pikamaxi and Duxnor versus Deoxys. And that was episode 5, I believe, of Pokemon Formers.
Oh, Duxnor.
Yeah, Duxnor.
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 Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Like Pika really went in on that fight. His animation and just like modding skills are really great, and his presentation is good as well. So that was like a tough fight scene to put in the list. You good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, number 4 is Smasher season finale. The fight between Mario, Luigi, and Chaos. I especially liked it when Hero showed up to fight Chaos. That really sold it for me.
That was a really good one.
All right, that's 4. Number 3 is Session from Bale.
Okay.
Short is that a really good like presentation, really good synergy between 2 versus 1. Plus, this man just looks to make fight scenes with Corrin.
Yeah.
Like that guy is pretty slept on in the community, and he makes like really good content. So that's number 3 for me.
Okay.
And number 2 is Link versus Dose, Tales of Event.
Okay.
I actually had that up there a little higher. And then number 1 is Smash King Bowser versus Ganondorf.
Okay.
For episode 13.
Smash King. All right. That is Hedges 10. We shall now go to MickeyMurk.
Right. 7 through 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, Snake versus Gray Fox, Brawl Universe.
Hey.
That was just like a lot of the hand-to-hand. That's one of the things I think you don't really see, especially in the machinima form. Number 6, Villager and Isabel versus K. Rool and Ridley, Elites of Light. Like I said earlier, like I really like seeing a lot of the newer Machinimators, especially the ones that are just starting off, and you see already have skill that just shows, the potential that they still have. Looking forward to seeing more. Number 5, I have it listed as Link and Others because there was way too many characters involved. So Link, Others versus Mewtwo, Rise of the Fallen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Owen already knows how much I'm in love with his style, and just seeing his fight scenes, the music, and then you have the creative transitions and all that stuff. And then and I like his series anyway because it's Legend of Zelda, and I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan. Number 4, Pika Maxi versus Imposter.
Okay.
How do you pronounce this again? Pokemon what?
Pokemon format?
Pokemon something in the Striker Shadow.
Format. No, I
Oh man, ignored you.
Oh,
He said
I didn't hear him.
Pokemon something.
Yeah.
No, because I think I misspelled it when I'm in the list.
There you go.
It's Pokemon something, bro.
This format.
Yeah, it's Pokemon something in the Striker Shadow. That fight was really good. I really like brawl fights. Mainly because I'm mainly a brawl machinimator myself. There's a lot of freedom you could do a brawl, and Pika Max is really good with his custom PSAs and animations and all that other stuff. Number 3, Mewtwo and Shadow versus Phantom, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that already. So
yeah.
Oh no, we talked about Sonic and Shadow versus Mewtwo, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, we don't have to talk too much about it. Number 2, Chaos versus Hero, Smasher Z.
Hey.
We talked about that one too.
Yes, we have. And your number 1.
Number 1. Pretty much that entire fight scene, bad guys versus good guys, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh shit.
Mainly the part where you have Lucario, Captain Falcon fighting along against
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Hedge.
Not you. You boy.
Oh no.
This guy. All right.
Yeah, D-Rage is just a huge inspiration for me.
Yes, he. All right, almost done. Flip. Give me your 7 through 1.
7 through 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Number 7 is also the same one that MickeyMurk chose. Brawl Universe Episode 7, Snake versus Gray Fox.
Okay.
I think this is a pretty slept-on fight for the most part. One of the things I liked about it, you mentioned already, was that it was the CQC, the hand-to-hand fight part of it was really cool. One of the things that, like, for me really looks cool is when you see the animations of different characters interacting with one another.
Mm-hmm.
So like usually when a character gets hit in Smash, like you get the stock, sound effect, and they just kind of make like a hurt face and they get knocked back. But like we actually see them like blocking attacks and moving around and kind of manipulating to get an upper hand in the battle, which I think made it look really cool. And it was just a really dynamic fight. It definitely, I think one of the best parts was that it felt like every hit when they were in that segment, it really had a lot of weight to it. Like the sound effects, the slow motion, the reaction, it made every hit kind of feel like, this could take him out if he didn't dodge it or something like that. So that was 7. Number 6, I have Smash King 2 Decades, Episode 1, Incineroar versus King K. Rool and Wolf.
Okay.
One of the things that really makes me enjoy a fight is when there's a sort of personal triumph or a sort of emotional reason as to why the fight is going on. Because, a cool fight is a cool fight, but if there's some sort of feeling behind it, it kind of makes it just a whole lot more better. And like the segment where he, gives his whole I don't Incineroar, Incineroar thing, that was cool. A kind of moment where he kind of sort of found himself and he decided to be true to himself instead of just fighting for the sake of money and just security. So that was really cool. For number 5, I have the season finale of Smasher Z, Hero and Co versus Chaos.
Oh, okay.
That's one. A lot of people have already talked about already, but just an all-around really good fight. I like the music choice. I think the music really helps sell it. The Chaos's powers are really cool, and I like how they end up taking her down. They're using those portals.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, really cool. Kind of using her powers against her. For number 4, I have Pokemon Forme and the Strike of Shadow, Episode 5, Pikamaxi versus Imposter. That was a cool fight. One of the things I love that Pikamaxi does is he does a lot of stuff in engine, so it makes everything look really natural. Because sometimes through use of like green screen and brawl box and effects, sometimes it can make the footage look a little artificial. But the fact that like at least a lot of it was in game and a lot of it was like PSA work and animations. Plus, it was really creative because he made use of the Pokemon, like their actual abilities in the fight, which was cool. Mm-hmm. Like when Pikamaxi used the metronome. And the seismic toss part was really cool to look at. That was really a nice ending to it. And plus there was also a sort of like emotional weight to that fight too with Pikamaxi there. Number 3, I have the Smashing Stuff episode 21, Bayonetta versus Palutena.
Okay.
That's one that's been mentioned before. But one of the things I liked about that fight was that it had a lot of good use of footage from like other games and a green screen, and it all synced together a lot, which made it look like really cool. Like I thought that was really creative. Especially since it was Smash 4, right?
Yeah.
So Smash 4, wasn't sort of the best in some areas, but I thought using that and a lot of their editing just made it look really cool. I love the pit sequence, where Pit actually, is kind of cool and not just Palutena's lackey. That was fun. So yeah, that was number 3. Number 2, I have Grand Ball episode 12, the Heroes versus Zeos.
You said number what?
Grand Brawl, episode 12.
Gotcha.
All the Heroes versus Zeos.
Mm-hmm.
That fight I thought was super cool, just because it's just like so over the top, and it's got all these characters fighting at the same time, so it's really dynamic. You got everybody throwing in their little special moves and trying to help fight like this basically final boss, and then when he no-sells like everything, and then just takes everyone down. It's just like a really fun fight sequence, and even just bonus points of that, it was like super early Machinima 2. So yeah, that's just a fight you can just throw on and just enjoy. And number 1, I have Smash King episode 14, Mario versus Bowser. That fight, for me, just like the first time I watched it, I remember seeing it and just being completely like in awe of, like, it didn't even seem like this was like a machinima anymore. Like, it legit felt like its own like little movie. And I think that's just something that kind of happens with the fact that we are using like a video game to tell a story like through this medium, and that no matter how far we get, sometimes it could still kind of feel like it's just a game. But during that fight scene, like it just felt like its own thing. Like all the custom animations, the PSAs, the effects were on point. There were no like weird green screening artifacts or any like strange effects that didn't fit. Like all the After Effects and stuff all really fit, and it's just like a fight that really never gets old, and it's just kind of sort of my benchmark for kind of everything. Like, even after all the fights I've seen since and the fights I've seen before, it's just one that I'll just never get tired of going back to. So those are mine.
Okay. Angel Glory, who watched me slip up in it and tell me anything. Number 7.
It wasn't my idea. Anyway.
What's your number 7?
I don't really have anything like to say about my list, so I'm just gonna go through it.
Okay.
Number 7, Heroes vs. Zeus.
Ooh, okay.
Number 6, Atlas, Jack, and Gribbet versus the Goon Squad.
Okay.
Number 5, Pika versus the Imposter.
And next Smash are... Alright, you said what? For 5?
Pika Maxi versus Imposter.
Okay.
Number 4, Lucas, Ike, and Link versus Rayquaza for Tales of Batman. I'm being biased, screw you.
Lucas, Link, and Ike versus Rayquaza. Oops. Okay.
Number 3, Hero versus Chaos. Smashers. Let's see.
Okay.
Number 2. This is cheating, but Hedge cheated earlier, so Pika Maxi versus AG from the Street Knight versus Soul Puppeteer special.
I didn't say anything. Oh yeah.
If he could break the rules, I'm doing it too.
All right, and then the last one, number 1.
And then the last one is Mario vs. Bowser Smash Game.
Okay. Thank you. All right, it is just me, Chaos, Spider, and RamZ, and then Tigura. All right, let me get through my fast as well. Hold up, where is my list? Okay, I've been doing a lot of typing. So my number 7 was actually, it's kind of funny because I think someone else put it here too, but it was Snake versus Gray Fox. I enjoyed this fight a lot. I thought the animation was cool, and I mean, technically it was a part of the fight, so I thought it was cool when he killed himself. When he he was getting compromised.
Thanks.
Hey, man, yeah. My next one, Captain Falcon and Lucario versus Black Shadow. I thought that fight was very well choreographed, and I liked it when every single time he would hit the wall or something, that D-Rage would add like little like green screens to show like the dust like in the air or like rocks chipping off or stuff. I thought that was interesting. The next one was actually as well Pika Maxi versus the Imposter. I thought the animations were very different, and I liked that it was a Pokemon fight technically. Number 4 was actually Zach versus Bowser from Smash Region. I like the energy he put into it. His voice clips are awesome. Like, it was like, yeah, like it reminded me of like anime. Like, I thought it was funny. Bowser versus Mario was my number 3 from Smash King. That fight is like timeless, and I could watch it over and over again and still be amazed. Very well done. My number 2 was actually the heroes versus the villains team from Chronicles of Brawl. It's not like you can't really put that in like one episode because it's like 2 or 3 episodes like in a row, but it's just like oh gosh, I can't spell chronic. Cool. All right, anyway, it like showcases everybody's like movesets and stuff like perfectly. Like I thought Scourge's was his fight scene was pretty dope with his purple form, the Anarchy Barrel and all that. And it's interesting that like the strongest guy is Demise and he doesn't even get involved, and the heroes pretty much just get like slaughtered. And then my last one was actually the heroes versus Zeos fight, because Zeos was pretty much treating them like nothing. Like he was just like no effort. Like that guy was just like completely destroying everybody. It was very entertaining, and he talks a lot of trash when he fights. I like that in my villains. So that's my list. Chaos, we're going to do your 7 to 1 now.
Okay. So number 7 was Bowser versus the Board of Evil from episode 8 from Ultimate Heroes for Hire.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that last night. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, okay. My reason why is because of how it was built up, because you spent 7 episodes and then it led up to this, and like I love the detail that he put on Bowser not being able to feel a thing for one of the Meta Knight Maskmies guys. I don't know what they are. And like how Mewtwo just teleport. Like
they're called Brawl Borgs.
Oh, okay. And how Mewtwo teleports and just wrecks Bowser. And like I just like usually like how I pick a fight scene that I think it's good is usually like if it works well in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And this one it was well built up. And when I first saw that I was like, whoa. Because the camera work was way different than the other episodes. When I looked back, I was like, a lot different. And I don't know if it was like you had help with that or that was just all you. And if
that was all me.
You improved so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. Number 6 would be Taki and Sumiko versus Hero and Yume from Surf and Turf.
Okay.
I mean, okay, this isn't really a traditional fight scene, but I still consider it because they had a few attacks here and there. And the reason why I thought this fight scene was, well choreographed was because of like how it feels like a Splatoon match, like it's much different than the other fight scenes I've seen. And like honestly, I was rooting for Taki all the way, and I hate Hero. But
whoa,
yeah.
He's a cool guy.
I know. But also like I noticed, and I don't know if it was intentional, but near the end of the match, the whole stage was blue and purple, which matched Taki and Sumiko, and I was like, oh, that actually worked because there's detail in that.
Okay.
So that's why I like that scene. Number 5 was Ike versus Silver Crisis.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. I really did like this scene because I thought it was like really well graphed. There was like a lot of cool effects, cut-ins in the scene, and I liked how they kept like dodging each other's attacks first, like similar to an actual fight, like having a sword fight.
You said Ike versus who?
And Ike versus Marth.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. And like, because it didn't feel like they were just taking turns, like, okay, you get hit first and I get hit. It's like, okay. No, it was like, it really seemed like it was an intense fight. Because, like, they were dodging each other's attacks, then we'll get hit. Do that cycle. And it just looked like a very clean fight from that episode.
Okay.
Number 4 was Link versus Bowser Smash. Like, I kind of agree with everyone. I really did like the choreographed scene as well. And I know that Peach helps Link, but I personally just prefer just Link versus Bowser. And, again, you know, they miss each other's attack. They, you know, attack one another. And I really thought that the dialogue in the scene was well done. It showed a lot of, like, Link's backstory and his goal. And it was just very satisfying to see. And I really think it, like, made me change my thought on Link when I first watched this episode.
And this was which series?
Huh?
Which series was this one from?
Oh, this was number 4.
No, I said which series?
What?
It sounds like School of Smash.
Oh, School of Smash? Okay.
Yeah, it's School of Smash. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. Alright.
Okay. Number 3 was Jasper from Smash King 2 Decades.
Okay.
Like, first off, the camera work is amazing, and I really think that the music really fit well for the scene. And and also, like, there was a part in the fight where Jasper was performing a perfect shield, and like it showed a little like red and then blue, and I was like, look, red versus blue. They're meant to be rivals. And also, it's because this fight was like well built up for this episode. Like, you see that he's been losing and he's only doing it just for Amber, but then like it all like switches when she just came in and just like is like, do it because of pride and all that stuff. So, yeah, and I do like, I found that the thing, his whole monologue that he was saying was very memorable, because yeah, I know I'm biased because it's technically the first Machinima I voiced in, but this scene kind of like has a special place in my heart, so that's why I can remember the scene very well. And I honestly think that it's, you know, really well choreographed for a first episode. And then number 2 would be Mario and Luigi versus Chaos from Smash Z.
Okay.
Because, like, well, RamZ in general, he makes really good fight scenes. And it really was hard for me to, like, go and, like, pick because they're, like, really good ones. But this one that I liked the most was because it really showed, like, Chaos's ability and like how strong she is. And I also like that little touch when the sword pulling red. It just like hit. I don't know. That was just, I was like I also like the creative use that RamZ used for like the Phantom Knights when they're fighting Mario and they just teleport. And then like the showdown between Mario and Chaos was done. And like this whole scene in general, if you just saw, like, yes, Chaos is actually a really powerful character in the Machinimators. So that's why I like that scene. And then number 1 is Bowser vs. Mario King. And that's because, like, this is, like, nostalgia for me. And, like, and looking back at it, it still holds well even after 7 years. Like, because this was made 7 years ago, and it looks pretty good. Even though, like, as time goes on, there's, like, you know, more higher standards, I guess. But, this one still had, like, a lot of blood pumping going on. Like, the 2 characters are well established enough that you understand, like, how they feel with each other. And, like, this whole scene alone, you can tell, like, yeah, they kind of don't like each other. But, you know. I also like how, like, creative their power-ups. Just how it just clashes in together. Although I know that it was interrupted by Sonic. Because the fight had to cut short.
I thought it was interesting
But,
when, like, they, how it seemed like Bowser's attacks were, like, based off of, like, Mario Kart things, too.
Yeah. But I still found it, like, pretty interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my list.
Okay. 3 people left. All right, Spider Freak. What you got?
Okay. Number 7, I also picked up Ellis, Jack, and what's his name versus Pikachu, Daisy, and Dark Pit from Next Smash Bros.
Okay.
Nobody remembers Kirby.
They
don't.
Name, bro. Okay.
This one I was really impressed because I don't think I've ever seen a 3v3 before in a machinima. I thought it was honestly really well handled. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, I guess like the focus is gonna be a little unevenly split between the characters, but I honestly thought that it was evenly split. It all flowed together really well. I actually felt like it was a 6-player match, and it was pretty impressive.
Okay.
6, I chose Roy versus Link from Brawl Universe. I want to say episode 7. I forget which episode it is. Do you know, Hedge?
It was episode 6.
Yeah.
6, got it. No, that one I felt like the editing you did was really good. Like it flowed really well. Like some of the attacks you would cut like halfway through the attack and then like have the next shot be like a different attack. So like it kind of looked like they were like mixing up their moves and fainting and stuff. And slow mo for like some of the jumps and dodges you did were also really cool too. Especially how you also incorporated like the statues that broke apart during the fight. That was also pretty nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Number 5.
Number 5 would be Session from Bale.
Oh.
More rules being broken.
And someone mentioned it before, so I thought it was okay.
Ew. All right.
But okay, yeah. I feel like with a lot of Ultimate fights, that people have a bit of a hard time trying to make it not look like gameplay. But I feel like Bale did a really good job making it creative and just like having like the characters do some really unorthodox moves, like having Corin like do a pen and then just waiting, waiting out the waiting for like the person to get up basically and just doing a feint more or less. Overall, like the choreograph for the 2 versus 1 was just all pretty good all around.
Okay. That's a really good short actually. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, 4.
4 on GXC versus AT from Dream Knight versus Soulless Puppeteer.
Yo! People breaking the rules. No,
screw the rules.
All right.
Now that one, I think like obviously like the tone was nailed perfectly for like the horror, but also being a life or death situation. The hacks were really good because like Pika actually went all out, and so did AG going all in like twisting his neck and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, like it just was really really high quality. I feel the animation, like the custom animations were top notch there.
Okay.
Number 3 would be Pika Maxi versus Shadow from Pokemon Forum Episode 5, I believe.
Okay. Is that the thing that like copied his like whole look?
Yeah. It was the copy.
Bro,
yeah.
I've been calling him the imposter this entire time, bro.
I thought it was called Shadow.
It probably is, bro. Yeah.
Imposter.
Yo. All right,
but yeah, like this was another one. Just like this with Pika Maxi in general, just really good at making insane PSA hacks that look really over the top, but like are also kind of epic in a way. It generally felt like super grand scale, and like the animations were top notch, and all around it was just real the rules. But all around it was just really well put together.
All right.
Going Isaiah.
Number 2.
Number 2 would be Palutena versus Bayonetta from the Smash and Stuff finale.
Okay.
For that one, like my only real critique with it is that I think they used a little too much stuff, like in-game footage from Bayonetta 2, but like the actual, like outside of those portions, I feel like the editing was really, really good, especially for like a Smash 4 machinima, because you almost never see good fight scenes in Smash 4 machinima. They went crazy with like the green screening, freaking just like general like angles and like all the like making it not look like bread and butter combos too. Like all around it was just really insane.
Okay. And your last one, your number 1.
And last one is the one everyone said already like 50 times, Mario versus Bowser from Smash King episode 14.
Alright.
I don't know what else I can really say that everyone else hasn't already said. It's overall just like really fantastic, Adobe After Effects animation, like really good custom animation, really good use of like multiple PSA movesets and like references to all over the Mario series. I never thought I'd see a freaking machinima where the blue shell was actually used for a super dramatic moment. That was really clever.
All right, that is Spiders 7. And they're actually interesting now that I'm looking at them. So, Smashers, Grand Brawl, Smash King, Dragon Ball Z, Smash King, Grand Brawl, Smash King.
Nice.
I wonder what's gonna be at the top at RamZ's list.
I wonder what's gonna be on top of Tiger's list.
It's gonna be Lucario versus Jigglypuff from Roy's Our Boy. But no. Rams 7 through 1.
Alright, so number 7 I have Link versus Mewtwo from Revenge of the Fallen, episode 9.
Okay.
I'm just a fan of Lone's work, even though I still gotta like binge like the earlier episodes of his series.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the fight scene, the choreography specifically was like really well done. The Mewtwo VA was actually really good when he was like doing like the whole shouting and all that.
Okay.
So there's that. And then number 6, I got Jasper versus Wolf, which turned into Jasper and Wolf versus K. Rool in Smash King 2 Decades. I mean, based on what I wanted to say, people already said it. But one thing I do want to point out about the fight scene was that one camera angle where Jasper like forward smashed King K. Rool, and like the way he just tilted the camera angle, just he was like moving it and then zooming in at the same time. And then Jasper, he has like those animations where every time he lands a successful smash attack, he just does this animation. I don't know, that particular shot was like sticks.
Yeah, I was proud of that one.
Yeah, that was really good.
All right, 5.
So there's that. Number 5, I got the war scene from Chaos, like the very first scene of one of the first scenes. Yeah, that scene. I'm just personally proud of it because I wanted to build like a whole battlefield aesthetic, and I think I did really good with that. So there's that. Not much to say without signing bias. But then number 4. Go ahead.
No.
All right. Number 4 wasn't originally going to be on this list, but then I see people bending the rules. Like, all right, I'm gonna bend it too.
Oh no!
So, number 4 is actually Session from Ballet. That whole fight scene was just.
That's fucking God.
This is anarchy now.
That fight scene was just. I don't know. What is there to say that hasn't been said?
Okay.
Shorts of Machinima too.
I'm trying to convince him to make him a Machinima, but
yo, why hasn't he yet, man? That's a conversation for another day. Yeah. He needs to make one.
Number 3, I have another Smasher Z, Chaos versus Mario Bros. That's personally like my favorite fight scene I ever made through the whole season 1, and it was actually the most fun I ever made because it was like my first time. Like, all right, this is my first time showing what Chaos has to bring to the table. I got to make a good first impression, So no, that fight scene was really fun for me, and people seem to agree that they really liked it. So I'm glad for that.
Okay.
Then number 2, I got the Battle Royale stuff, Ultimate Smasher stuff, episode 3. That whole battle was just chaotic. They were all fighting for like the Master Ball to grant a wish or whatever. I don't know, that it was funny for the most part, but like it was just pure mayhem, and I just really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then number 1, I got Mario vs. Bowser Smash King episode 14.
Hey.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
What were the odds?
I mean, like I said, what is there to say that has?
So literally, depending on what Tiger puts number 1, there have been 4 series represented at number 1, and that's Smash King, Smashers, Dragon Ball Z, and then Grand Brawl. So without further ado, because Shadow's EPA has fallen asleep on us, as he told me he probably will. That's okay. Tigra, since you came in late, I just need all of your 10, and then we are officially finished.
Okay, so I don't for 4 through 10, I don't have really any particular order, so I'm just gonna name them all off.
Wait, go from 10 now. Go from 10 now.
So with no particular order, but my first one I'm gonna mention is actually from Bound to Smash Alpha, Lucina versus Marth.
Okay.
Granted, I feel like choreography, I've seen better in choreography wise, but but thematically, just like I was really into it, just like what the fight really means to Lucina, just like real Lucina. And the thing is, a thing I really appreciate about though, is that despite all that, just like she has a lot to prove, and she gets that power up boost, which is pretty much Kaioken and Marth is going full Vegeta, like haha. But the thing is though, after all that, Lucina still loses, and I'm like, there's the interest that we can have an interesting growth from this. So that's something I appreciate.
Okay. Number 9.
Okay, the next one I'll mention is at the top of my head from the list I have. I guess I'll go with this one. Pika versus AG and Dream Knight versus Soulless Puppeteer.
Okay.
Oh, screw the rules. Solely because for a fight, so it's a 4 is actually pretty creepy. And just like again, Pika's effects, Pika's effects, and, how he makes stuff in the engine and stuff like that, it really sold it for me. So it's a really unique fight in that respect.
Okay.
Okay. Next, let's. I say that, but anyway, my top 3 isn't going to have any of my stuff because no, that I feel like
Respect.
I don't feel that doesn't feel right to me.
Respect.
But as far as something for me goes, the first thing, Mario and DDD versus Ganondorf.
Okay.
Because this from episode 13 of Smash came the first part.
Yeah, that's a slept on fight.
I really had a lot of fun with that fight. So it's and then just going back looking at it, it's I can still go back and look at my own work, and I'm really satisfied with how it turned out, and how I synced it to a few music cues and things like that.
I honestly almost went with that fight too, but then I remembered Mario vs. Bowser, and I was okay.
All right, next is pretty much the entire Chaos boss fight at the Smashers first season finale.
Okay.
The effect, just I like the effects. Chaos was proved to be a pretty amazing antagonist that had all these neat powers, and the heroes had to pull out had to pull all the stops to take her down, and then and then all ends with Peach has to pull a fast one before Chaos pulled a fast one. So it was cool. That was cool. I'm at 6 now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. It went quiet for me all of a sudden.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm at 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Got to look at that list real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The entire battle royale in episode 3 of Ultimate Smash stuff for the same reasons Ram said, because it was so chaotic. It was I was all about it because there's when it comes to fight scenes of that scale, there's hardly ever a dull moment. So those are almost always going to keep my attention throughout the whole thing because there's always something happening.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight actually. I totally forgot about it when I was making my list, but looking back at it, yeah, it was pretty wild. Shout out Danny.
Okay.
Number 5.
Next, the Rayquaza fight in Tales of Advent.
Okay.
That's it. Because again, I feel besides emotional 1v1s, some fights that I really like to go back and watch are when there's more than just 2 people in it, and in this case, it was pretty much a raid fight, a raid boss. And so it's like, again, it's always interesting because like we have multiple characters having to like put all their skills together to beat this one threat, and it's like that's always like again, that hardly gets over dull, at least for me.
Okay. Number 4.
Okay, I promised myself, but I promise I'm not going to put any of my fights in the top 3. So go ahead, just say right now, Bowser versus Mario versus Smash King.
Okay.
At least you didn't put number 1.
Because so right now that's my like I feel like that's my magnum opus in terms of fight scenes so far. Because I'm just going to say right now, that was only round 1.
Nani?
And I remember seeing your Q&A.
I think everyone has that fight scene in their list except me.
No, I don't think MickeyMurk has
That
it
why
either.
it was cut short?
I think I remember reading your Q&A. You were like fuck episode 14.
No, it was 13.
13. Yeah.
14 was all right, all things considered.
All right. Now your number 3 that you said that you have no specific order for.
Okay, top 3 like I feel like just like these in terms of visual like they go back and forth, but I feel like they influenced me in some way, in different ways. So like the first thing I'll mention is or at least they influenced me in some way. Or it's something that actually like got me emotionally involved because because well, whatever. Anyway, the third one is the Link versus Dark Link fight in Grand Brawl Episode 2 remake.
Okay, that was a good one.
Like it was a short fight, but I feel like it really influenced the way I feel I see fight scenes in Smash Machinima at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it showed me like we can actually have like choreography and like we have more have characters be more deliberate in what moves they make, and then follow the cameras to make them look extra epic and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it was a real turning point for me to see that fight scenes could be choreographed, and that changed how I decided to do fight scenes from episode 6 onward. So I'm really appreciative about that one.
Shout out Mofat.
Okay.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, the Melee Forces versus Ridley and Elites of Light.
Okay.
Just like this is like on an emotional level because like just like there's not a lot of machinima right now that I just like they're fun to watch, but I feel I just like in terms of like emotional like what's the word for it? Investment, yeah. To get invested in the characters or what's going on in the story, like like it can be hit and miss for me because like before I'm a Machinimator, I'm also a writer, so I look out for character things like that. So it's like but so it's like when I see all it's all this happening, like just again, it's kind of like a raid boss, but it cultivates after just a little slip up between Villager and Isabella, just like, and like for all I know, just like it's fine, everything and nothing could go wrong, but except things did go wrong, and it was completely out of the scope of what they thought was possible. Like someone they thought their friend got killed, and then like a maniac let loose around the city, and just like there's chaos everywhere. It's up to the Melee Forces to calm everybody down and just like and subdue this threat. And you know what? That's something I don't really see a lot, and that it had a lot of emotional investment in it as well.
Okay.
So like that really got me hooked.
All right. And your number 1.
And number one. This is this particular thing is is it against the rules to I guess it's against the rule to use a short.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That rule's been taken so many times today.
So here I go. Here's the I'm gonna break the rules too, I guess. Because like this, for this one, it was all about the spectacle of a fight, and that goes to the entirety of Mega Blast's Ivy film holds your color.
Okay.
Like just like what Black Slash said earlier, like just like of like fights like syncing to the music and things like that. Like it's all that in spades. Like in spades. Back in the day, like just it's just hard to describe because like like there's no emotional attachment just like because like it's just a Lucario and a Mar fighting their own. I'm finding another version of themselves in a different color. Like just like there's no real like logic or emotional thing going on. It's just a spectacle. It's a music video, and it's like it showed me just like how like how fight scenes also be a spectacle. It told me that like I should up my game when it comes to editing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like that's also a big influence of how I treat fight scenes from that point onward.
Okay.
Good ass list.
And that is everybody minus Shouzy PA's top 10. We made this the longest ranking stream ever. I'm sure everyone is tired.
The biggest loss today was the rules of the stream.
Yo!
Yeah, I was like, you guys
Shorts of Machinimators too.
Because I thought
I can't believe
you
you
said
all.
that we had to pick only ones with episodes. And
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, screw you, sir.
And then we got these freelancers.
I was just following the rules.
You got hedge.
If I had to really follow the rules, then I guess the episode 5 fight of Silver Crisis, Lucas versus Bowser.
All right.
I guess that. If I had to pick something else, but I feel like that was make the best one, at least in my opinion.
It's too late.
Put Corrin versus Corrin in my list. If that was like, if I could, but apparently people already did, and now I'm sad.
I mean, to be fair, I changed mine like right as we were talking about it.
I'm
like, Hedge, he changed his. He's breaking the rules.
Hedge is the
Screw
first
that, I'm
person.
breaking the rules too.
Yo, I was thinking of
Isaiah couldn't keep it under control.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Zeus thing where Zeus was like, "You fool! Do you realize what you've done?"
You fool!
Whatever. Let's finish it.
Pandemonium.
He's like, he started a chain reaction, man. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. That was a 10. I'm going to average these off stream, but yeah.
Right.
I'm curious, but yeah, that was a interesting stream. This is experimental. I think I know how to handle it now.
You sure?
Yeah, appreciate. Yeah, don't invite Hedge. No, I'm playing.
Oh, shoot.
No, I'm playing. No, but straight. I
gotta go.
I appreciate all of you guys for coming. I know this is a long one, but I'm glad.
No problem.
I'm just glad I made it.
We did it, bro.
We did it.
You know, Tigura, now you being late to these streams is gonna become a meme.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people who pulled up in the chat. The chat was active literally the entire time, so that was awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to all the pair.
Shout out to all the pair. But yeah, that's the end of the stream, and have a good night. Bye.